A good morning to you. This is the Morning Call. I'm Hanan Fejani, broadcasting live from Congo.
And I am Robert Kodingo. Welcome to another edition of the Morning Call. It is a lovely Wednesday here in Pointe-Noire. We are broadcasting this live in French and English. Top on our broadcast, Niger Delta Avengers attacking Nigerian oil pipeline has caused production to fall by more than a third. And now are saying President Muhammadu Buhari has shut down attempts and their demand for legitimate dialogue as more attacks takes place.
We are not as divided as we seem, words used by U.S. President Barack Obama during the memorial service in Dallas for the 5 slain officers a few days ago. Meanwhile, there's ongoing criticism on police violence on blacks as the Black Lives Matter movement continues.
And later on our news roundup, violent protests in Mali as security forces opened fire and shot at anti-government protesters. At least 2 people were reported dead, with more than 18 people injured.
Boxing fans can now have a feel of legendary boxer Muhammad Ali's hands. The gloves he wore during his fight against Joe Frazier have hit the auction in New Jersey. More details in the sports segment.
Well, a very warm welcome to this broadcast. The ongoing attacks with a terminal operated by Exxonmobil being the latest, the Niger Delta Avengers militancy on Nigeria's oil pipeline has cut the country's oil production from an estimated 2.2 million barrels a day to 1.5 million barrels a day. Now, the group is now claiming President Muhammadu Buhari is in a bid to end the conflict, has shut down and has decided to shut down their demands for legitimate dialogue to end the conflict.
Separately, Anglo-Dutch oil giant Shell said it shut down the Trans-Niger pipeline on Monday because of a leak at Zio in Ogoniland River State. Fighter jets and warships had been deployed in the region to battle the Niger Delta Avengers, who are calling for the departure of foreign farms and the independence of the region.
Now, Jibrin Ibrahim is a political scientist, and he joined us as we sought his opinion about why the group has continued its attacks on the pipelines. Have a listen.
I think what they're trying to do is to cripple the Nigerian economy so that the country will be forced to negotiate with them and give them a lot of money. In my understanding, what they are involved in is blackmailing Nigeria to extract money from the Nigerian state.
Now, we also asked him what he thinks the main aim of the Avengers, as some groups say the militant group is politically motivated and is being stage managed to frustrate the regime of President Muhammadu Buhari. Listen.
So there's an element of that. You recall that under President Goodluck Jonathan, contracts worth hundreds of millions of dollars were given to militants to patrol the pipeline. That money was also meant for them to buy arms, buy explosives, and make it difficult to govern the Niger Delta if President Goodluck Jonathan does not win the elections. So we are now reaping that strategy developed by President Goodluck Jonathan to arm militants in the Niger Delta and for them to use those arms to make the region ungovernable.
Now, the group also decided to say they plan to continue this strike. Do you think this is ideal?
Well, I think the Nigerian state took an undertaking to continue to pay those militants that disarmed in 2009. That undertaking is valid. It's unfortunate some of them are not being paid regularly. I think government should always carry out their promises and ensure that their contracts are worth the names written on it.
That was Mr. Jibrin Ibrahim.